You know how much it sucks to hear for months and months on end some of your favourite content creators just constantly bash one of your favourite game developers and their video game because of the rut that developer is stuck in? And it's not like, hey, stop criticising these guys, right? Inaction will always beget inaction, and if we don't voice our concerns and scream and shout into the ether, then nothing will ever change. But man, come on DE. Now you've all probably seen Rahetalius' video recently where he criticises DE, and by all points it's a fair video, but besides the recap he did, the plain painting that he set for all of us on the problems past and current that DE have, and the rerun of one certain file individual's behaviour, he asked a key question, and that is, why do we still play Warframe, or something along the lines. I'm not one for response videos or to piggyback on somebody else's content, but I actually did ask that question to myself, and apart from the crippling amount of money that I've sunk into this game over the past less than 3 years, I guess the primary reason why I stick around is because I have seen and played worse. Not to justify the shortcomings and the never-ending coattail riding of Second Dream that's happening, but apart from addiction, that's at least one of the main reasons. Warframe had replaced a game that was very near and dear to me due to the fact that said game was a console MMO and the server for it was killed in 2012 or some shit, but if I were to give a more tangible answer, this game was and still is in part good therapy for me, and so is the community. I got myself into Warframe at a really bad time in my life. I started in 2017, which was a good year for the game, I think a lot of people would agree, but in 2017 I was low, like I was really low, and I still kind of am. Less than 30 minutes before my birthday that year, my stepfather lost his fight to cancer. I was stuck in the middle of a crippling family drama with one half quite literally trying to kill the other, and a major responsibility of becoming a full-time carer on my hands within the next year. A good friend of mine called Necro Knight kept trying to lead me into Warframe, and to their credit so did some other people such as Spider, Bitmeat, and if I remember correctly there were some others. But at the time, one of my friends, a guy that I've known for 7 years and have been a Twitch and Discord mod for, AdmiralBahroo, he streamed a bit of Warframe and I was watching it. I thought the game looked dumb. There were too many busy animations and, you know, this intricate like mechanical movement system which just looked over the top. Then of course it's a free to play title on top of that, and I'm not trusting in another FTP game after Spiral Knights. Coming up to September, I was waiting for Destiny 2 to release on PC because it dropped on console first, and during that time I pulled the trigger and decided to download Warframe while I waited for the game to release. I'd already pre-ordered the most expensive edition of Destiny 2 anyway, and well, 2 days after downloading Warframe I cancelled that pre-order. Warframe stuck its fist so far up my fucking arse that within a few days I was pulling 15 to 24 hour play sessions in succession, and had went from Mastery Rank 1 to Mastery Rank 12 within 12 days. That's 1 MR a day. And then I did Second Dream. If I wasn't already sucking on Warframe's balls at this point, Second Dream basically had turned me into a fucking simp for this game. I bit down harder on this game and got more involved with the community that I was in, and by part slowly assimilating. I took over Bahroo's Warframe community pretty quickly and started managing it myself on his behalf, which benefited us both as he had a healthy Warframe community that was also somewhat kind of my community too. The channel I was managing I became friends with, and it was digital symbiosis at its best. Anyway, the game took me out of a toxic atmosphere that I was living in and absorbing, and it put me into this escape with some people that I could just fucking hang out and chill with and learn from. Fun fact, the reason why I'm so eager to teach and answer questions about things for all you guys, and especially new players, is because that generosity was extended to me and I honestly do find it fun and engaging. It's for this reason why I log in. I still have fond memories of it, even if it was only 2017. I loved it. Second part was the content creators for Warframe that I had found and hung out with from back then to today. They are hands down the most genuine and fucking down to earth creators I have ever met, and are unfathomably approachable in any game that I've ever been in. Inexpensive Gamer, Joey Zero, Ludens, recently Nash Prime and Relentless Sen just a little bit I've encountered with, and countless other Warframe streamers who are also new to the game that I've helped and I've taught things. They are just so welcoming and they gleam with the brightest fucking smiles when you teach them something cool, and I live for that shit. Then you have the figureheads behind the game. Some of them, sure, they have their shortcomings, but ultimately they aren't developers that have their heads stuck up their asses and will completely ignore everything that you say. To have a free-to-play game that wasn't groping my legs every 5 minutes like I was some cheap heifer at a bar was so refreshing. I mean, I'm a consumer rights and customer comes first kind of guy when it comes to games, which if you follow me on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter, is no surprise with how much that I have shat on other devs and publishers for their shameless money grabbing. And my god, the community management team. Now, I'm not new to community management, I've had to do it outside of online moderation and then of course within moderation online. But I've never seen such a pair of honest people for CMs than the ones at DE. And sure, they may not have the best builds on their warframes and their guns, they may not have the best fashion, they may not have the best mechanical input, but at least you do catch them and see them playing. Them being Megan, Rebecca, Taylor, Danielle and Helen. Side note, I've spoken to Reb and Taylor through Twitter and Discord DMs before with some of the shit that I bring up, at least to Reb. For either of them not to have blocked me yet, I still give hella props for, so thank you very much guys. It's this mix of what the game, the community and the developers did and do for me, which is why I still log in and play. But it sucks. It sucks really hard to see these guys that you know that are capable of such great things just get stuck with whatever it is that they're stuck with and just get like stuck in their head and then just end up not putting out what you know they can. Look, I'm going to be real honest. From the first content update that I had to the last one that I've had so far, there hasn't been anyone that's like really pissed me off or annoyed me. I liked Planes of Eidolons, bugs or not. I liked the sacrifice. I mean, for fuck's sake, I'm a lore nerd and a fucking Excalibur main. I loved the sacrifice. I bought the fucking Umbra figurine for Christ's sake. Fortuna was alright. I liked it, but I feel like I killed it pretty quickly because Ticker's store allowing me to essentially just buy standing and progress kind of just, you know, it's like when I hit the daily faction cap, why would I go out and do bounties after that? I love both Orb Mother fights. I hope the third one comes out soon. The Tridolon fights I love doing as well. I mean, fuck me, the Law of Retribution raid, the trials, I love doing with my clan. I would teach clan members and just people in the Discord how to do it with my joint clan leader and stuff like that and just hang out and chill. Old Blood wasn't something that I hated, and to be honest, having something that could just kill me outright, I was down for that shit. Yeah, it sucked that it was basically, hey, you rolled the wrong of these 3 dice, amigo, get the fuck out of here. But, you know, I was really into actually having something that just hard counted me for once. Kuvaliches are in a better spot now, I'd admit that, and what's better for the entire community is something that I can put before my own interests, so you know I'm down with it. I was digging Nightwave hard when it came out, and I honestly do kind of miss the hour-long survival bounties it had, but you know what's done is done. I already said my piece on Empyrean. I fucking loved playing it, and I loved the concept and potential that it has, but I just wish it wasn't a content island. I wish it wasn't a cakewalk and it was actually difficult. I wish it actually had a reason to do that benefited the 95% of the rest of the game, and I wish it was also kind of a little bit hectic like it was in a video that I uploaded of day 1 Empyrean gameplay with Bahroo, Seagull and Shade. And even this tragedy of an update that we have now, I don't hate the gameplay aspect of it. Look, again, I came from an older MMO on console. The grind on that game would make some of these kids in Warframe fucking shit themselves just thinking about it. So when I see this token system and the payout, I was like, yeah, whatever, get to hotfix so I can play it, man. I haven't touched an event mission for like a week now or something, and when I was playing, I was just playing like almost not casually but not hardcore, somewhere in between, and I already have the new shit. I had the new shit a week ago. The weapons, the sigils, the decorations, 2 full sets of rank 5 arcane energizers that I sold, and I have enough space bucks to get 11 rank 1 energizers for Christ's sake. I got the new simulacrum key thingy. This one pays out quite a bit, and you know, people bitched and complained about it being a grind and too hard to farm, and you know, I honestly thought it was actually pretty realistic when it just came out, but it is what it is. So now I'm stuck in the current offense of Warframe, just like you. I've got some of my favourite content creators that are bridging out to other titles, and while that's exactly what they should be doing, they're only now just doing it, and not because they suddenly want variety, but because Warframe and DE are burning them with how things are progressing. So apart from the reasons given, why do I still play? Hope. I know somewhere within that beaten and bruised shell of a developer lies a spark that can come back and knock my nuts into my skull with a dope fucking update. And it's hope and optimism, driven by a passion to want and see this game thrive, met only with knowing what they have done and how they have pleased the community in the past, which keeps me around. I know they can do it. I love the game too much to see it off or to abandon it now, but ultimately, rational decisions will always take precedence over emotional ones, and I'm not one to hang on to nostalgia. I really hope to see DE have Warframe in a state where we can go back to truly saying that Warframe is better than its competitor's product. I've seen the passion and the drive in developers' faces and eyes to really try and put something out that just kicks the shit out of everything. And you can see it in their faces. On every single dev stream that they do, nowadays they look beaten. But every single TennoCon they've ever had, whenever they show something new, you can see that excitement in their face to really reveal it. It's just a follow-up that lacks. And I'm now leaning towards thinking that they're being pressed for time internally at a higher level than we see, which is why we're just not getting the content that they want to give us. I really do hope that DE can come back and rendezvous and become that developer that they once were with Warframe and give us what we need and what they want to give us, but only time will tell. But DE, I damn well do hope that you manage to do it. Well, that's all said and done. If you stuck with me this far, then hey, thanks, truly. I don't like doing these elongated rants and uploads, as it really does lack any and all creative ability for the most part, but some things just have to be shared. If you vibed with the shit I said, consider dropping a like and possibly subbing to the channel, but most of all, in this crazy world that we have today, stay safe, kiddo.